The football world often feels like a tightrope. One small step sideways and the whole balance shifts. That is precisely the scene unfolding at Barcelona, after the club confirmed that Inigo Martinez, a steady presence in Hansi Flick's backline last season, is set to join Al Nassr on a free transfer. The move lands like a sudden gust, unexpected in its timing, unmistakable in its force. Martinez was more than a name on the team sheet. He was a calm, veteran hand in a defence that sometimes looked fragile. Timing matters in football, and window-closing drama can rewrite plans. Martinez's exit arrives very late in the transfer window, which makes it more than just a headline. It becomes a logistical puzzle. With the deadline breathing down everyone's neck, Barcelona must react fast. Coaches redraw lines on whiteboards, assistants scribble alternate lineups into phones, and players sense an undercurrent of nervous energy in training sessions. Yet with every forced change comes an opportunity. Several academy prospects and bench players could find minutes they did not expect. Hansi Flick has not been idle. According to reports in Diario Sport, he anticipated the possibility of losing Martinez and used pre-season to tinker with formations and personnel. One of the most telling experiments was to try Gerard Martin, a player by trade who usually hugs the touchline as a fullback, in a central role. He isn't a raw unknown. At 21, Martin once filled that centre-back role for Cornelia, which means the move is less radical than it sounds. Still, watching a natural fullback adapt to life in the middle of the defence is a telling visual. His positioning, his timing, his aerial judgment all get assessed under a different light. Those ripples are exactly what cast a long shadow over Jofre Torrents, one of Barcelona's brightest academy talents. Torrents has been edging closer to first-team football, and Martin's migration into central defence could open the door for him to become the principal backup to Alejandro Balde at left-back. Picture the training ground chessboard. With Martin occupying centre-back minutes, the left-back slot loosens in the rotation, and Torrents becomes the default name the bench caller reaches for. He'd step into a role that mixes youthful energy with tactical responsibility, and suddenly a season-long plan for his development could accelerate. At the same time, the situation raises questions about Eric Garcia's role. Flick had been experimenting with Garcia at right-back during pre-season, trying to add an option wider down the pitch and give the team tactical variety. But with Martinez gone, the coaching staff may rethink that plan and slide Garcia back into his natural place at centre-back. Tactical flexibility is prized, but so is consistency. Coaches must weigh whether a player's versatility is worth unsettling the chemistry of the defensive unit. Will the search for adaptability cost the backline the stability it needs? If Garcia returns to the heart of defence, Barcelona may opt to keep Hector Fort as extra cover at right-back rather than letting him go on loan, preserving depth across multiple positions. Depth is not glamorous, but it is what carries clubs through long seasons when injuries and suspensions come knocking. Keeping a promising young right-back on the bench, ready to step in, could be a low-key but savvy move. Coaches must balance nurturing talent with practical roster needs. And sometimes the best development comes from sitting close to the action until the moment to prove yourself arrives. Finally, the club's options extend beyond internal reshuffles. Flick has left the door open to bringing in a new, versatile defender to replace Martinez, especially if regulatory constraints like the so-called one-to-one rule return. A signing would change the calculus once more. New faces alter training dynamics, competition for places intensifies, and the pathway for academy players could narrow or shift. But even the whisper of incoming transfer activity sends ripples through the squad. Players sharpen their edges, plans get revised, and the sense of urgency grows. And anticipation builds as every decision now feels weighty, its consequences unfolding faster than anyone expected today.